out of, let's say, 100 employees, only 20% of the women would be promoted.
How can women change that for themselves?
People don't really pay attention to their CVs. If you're not going to value yourself, whoever I meet, I want to make sure I am giving a part of myself to you, but also I need double from you.
But how did you decide your worth?
There were times in my career when I was paid less.
Yeah.
I need to stand out. No matter how much we speak about EDI, about inclusivity or diversity, there is always a believe in yourself and don't listen to anyone.
Is it luck?
I think it's 20% luck, 80% hard work. Okay, but in some cases with me, it's been 1% luck and 99% honestly hard work. I need to know how can you add value to me as well. Make sure you have your talking points ready. I was on a survival mode for a very long time. If you know your value, your worth, anywhere, professionally, personally, don't settle for less.
What is the advice that you're going to give her?
I would advise her to believe in yourself and don't listen to anyone. Just go for it. I think we need to move from policies to practice.
Do you believe every woman should have a mentor?
Yes, I believe in that. I strongly believe in that. Choosing the right mentor is very important, but choosing the right sponsor is also very important.
So tell me the difference.
So a mentor is going to help you shape your career, but a sponsor is responsible to put your name out in the places when you are not available or you're not present. I think personal branding has a lot to do with it. Okay, I'm a big preacher of personal branding, and I love to showcase whatever I've achieved. I love to showcase even the smallest thing I would be doing, because it's gonna help me to attract people. If you're not gonna tell me, I will never know. I can create my LinkedIn profile and I'll just put down there like the places I work, etc. That's it.
Yeah.
Imagine a life that you always want. Okay, imagine a place where you always want to be. Imagine the people that you always want to be with. Imagine the kind of lifestyle you always want to have. Okay? But why are you not having it right now and asking yourself constantly, what will I do to achieve this?
So you had big dreams.
I have always big dreams. They are so much into
What people will
so
say.
that's the main thing, what people would say. Once you stop thinking about it, what people would say, people don't matter.
So let's dive straight in, Komal. You've been in an HR role for about 5, 7, 10 years now, right? How many years?
So I have been like doing proper HR when it started with learning and development or
Right,
training.
right.
I would say it's been over 4 years.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, 4 years.
Yeah.
And you've seen the entire life cycle of
Yes.
HR and of, of
Yeah. Recruitment,
employee
talent
recruitment,
development.
right? All of
Yeah.
that. Where do you think that women are the most sabotaged or most sidelined?
So I think during promotions and performance reviews, that's when there's an impact when women's strength is not really recognized.
Okay.
And why am I saying that? Because there's still a subtle biasness that is there in the society. No matter how much we speak about EDI, how matter we speak about inclusivity or diversity, there is always a small element which always be hidden, under there, and that's unfortunately that actually hits women.
And what's that hidden thing?
It could be women of color,
Mm-hmm.
could be your culture, your background, where you come from, how do you speak. A lot of things that come collectively together.
Right.
And a lot of companies, they actually, they don't think that it's not important as long as the person has skills and capability to do something. But now it is changing. Now we see a trend which is changing. Back in 2023, as per the report of McKinsey, in the report it's clearly mentioned that out of, let's say, 100 employees, only 20% of the women would be promoted. Rest would be men. So why is that?
You tell me, why is that?
Why is that? That's the
Yes,
question
you are
we
the
need
HR
to,
person, and which I
we need
yes.
to ask ourselves
Yes.
that why is this happening?
Right.
In my profession personally, where I'm working, it's a great place to work, and we do not believe in, I would say, in treating people inequality. So diversity, inclusivity is a very big part of our company. Our values are basically relying on these things as well. So
Okay.
I think, excluding where I work and where I'm coming from, I've been in Dubai for 11 years now, and I've worked in many different companies, and I can say that, I myself have faced these issues quite a bit in my journey as well. And I tried, after becoming an HR professional, I tried my level best to minimize it.
So what were the steps that you took to minimize
First of all,
that?
make people inclusive. It doesn't matter, we're talking about women empowerment and equality in women, but sometimes it's also affecting men.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that it doesn't matter if you're coming from a different country, or you have a different background, or you're a person of color. It shouldn't matter,
But it still does.
It still does. It still does.
So what's the reason you think that is, and how can women change that for themselves?
How can women change for themselves? That's a very good question. I think work on yourself. Work on yourself to stand out.
Okay.
Like, there are many women, if I'm speaking about, let's talk about HR profession, there are many recruiters. HR has a lot of branches: recruitment, learning development, talent development, etc. But what will make you stand out in the market? Okay? Forget about EDI at the moment. We want to make sure we are getting all nationalities as per the quotas and labor laws, etc., making sure that diversity is being taken care of. But I can't just hire anyone just for the sake of check mark the box of having that particular nationality in my department.
Okay.
I have to make sure that person has the right skill set, right capabilities as well. And I will be able to justify it, that why do I want 2 of XYZ nationalities instead of 1? And that can only happen when women actually believe in themselves and try to continuously work on themselves to be better and compatible and be competitive in this market. Because the market's growing, right? We have a lot of professionals that are coming from different backgrounds who wants jobs. We are here to give you jobs, but show us how you stand out.
But is there a disparity in the way a man is treated and a woman is treated when they come for the same job?
I wouldn't say there is so much. There used to be a lot.
Okay.
But there has been a shift, and the shift has been really great. I think that's also because UAE plays a great role in that. It's because we are focusing on EDI a lot at the moment, and want to make sure that this is a place where people feel inclusive. There are a lot of things that are going on for women empowerment. Then if you speak about amortization as well, the local. So we want to make sure everybody's getting equal opportunity at the moment. But to give you that equal opportunity, I need to know if you are the right fit for it. And how can you be a right fit for it? Is by working on yourself and trying to continuously improve and add skills and be aware of the market, like what's happening.
So if women, and you said that in your organization, they're like 40 to 50%, women out of the whole set of people. But at the leadership position, there is still a gap. There are women who are far lesser, in terms of promotion. Women do not get promoted to higher levels or to board positions as men are. What is it that would take a woman to a leadership position?
I think we lack confidence in negotiating. Negotiating about our, our promotions. Okay. We need to be out front. We need to be out there. Like if you are doing a performance review for a male, how he's going to come out as dominating, You know, he's like, I got this experience, I have la 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 la. While women at some place, I'm not talking about all women, but majority would be like, okay, I'm gonna settle for this. Why? Why? Because sometimes some women feel like, okay, I think it's enough for me, or maybe if I talk a bit more, there's going to be a different approach towards this matter, or there's going to be a different, I would say, it's not safe for my job. You know, there's a job security reason as well. Some women don't really care, and that also, you know, reduces the chance for other women who are trying hard to get to that point. So I think it's very important to know your value and to know when to negotiate and how can you negotiate your salaries, your compensation, your promotion value, anything that has to do with money.
So as an HR person, when you go to the market to look for candidates, or when you're going for promotions, when you're seeing amongst various candidates who are there who are likely to get promoted, is there a bias that you intrinsically have to say, oh, because she's a woman and she may not want, she will not come for a negotiation, or she has a lower self-worth in her own being, probably for whatever circumstances she's in, because of which, do you think the way she would show up would make a difference to the way you would perceive her?
Yeah, so if you are not confident about yourself as an employee, okay, in what you want and how you're going, and if somebody has actually put these things in your brain that, you know what, you're worthless. All right. Sometimes your colleagues does that. Sometimes there is society pressure. Sometimes there's personal problems on the day of your performance review. So you got to make sure that you're self-aware of what's happening and tell yourself, this is not the time. I can deal with these things later. But is this actually what I want? This is how I feel about myself. If you really feel about yourself worthless or something, I think there is a separate conversation we need to have about this. But don't go to your performance reviews if you're feeling worthless. This is my opinion. This is my advice to people. Yeah. And speaking about going to career fairs and recruiting and hiring people, so I am not directly related to hiring. However, it's a part of the employee cycle. I do go to career fairs as well. And interestingly, when we go to career fairs, there's a lack of education when you're looking for a job. What you actually have to do is prepare a nice paper, a nice CV, right? We all need a CV. That's the first thing everybody asks, is your CV.
Right.
And that's the first look we're going to have on the paper, that what are your achievements like, who you are as a person, what's your background like, and then we will discuss forward. People don't really pay attention to their CVs, be it women or be it any students or anyone else. They don't really pay attention to their CVs. I've tried to educate from my end a lot, but again, it's something that you need to work on yourself. Remember when I said, if you really want to stand out as a woman or as a student or whatever, you need to really work on yourself. Why should I choose you? Because I'm at a career fair where 100 people are there in the line. And if I'm going to be collecting everyone's CV, what's going to make you stand out? Because they're in the same college, same school, you know, and you're all studying the same thing.
So what is it that would stand out for a woman? So what would you look and say, okay, she's the person I think is right for the job?
First of all, write your objectives very clearly. What you're looking for, where do you want to go? How do you want to start your role? If you are starting it at early, then where do you want to proceed? These are the things that also we ask in interviews as well. So be prepared for these questions. As a woman, for a woman, it's really important to know where does she want to head out. It's not like you're working for a year or two and then you'll be like, okay, I want to get married and have kids, or I am planning a baby. Yes, it's your personal life. I would be happy to know about it. But these things we can discuss later on. Don't reveal these things, you know, in order to get a job. I would say that I'm just getting a job just for the sake of it, or I just need to check mark a box, that's it, for my internship or for my work experience. If you're not going to value yourself or find value in what you do, I don't think any company would like to work with you. You know, that can also be a main reason where you're actually losing women there, because they do not know what they want. And there's less education about it.
Right.
People are not educating women that this is how the career path can go. This is the career path you can take. It doesn't matter. Like if I speak about myself, I've taken many career paths. I've been to many industries, okay? It took me time to find what I like.
How
right?
did you decide that?
So
That what is the career path for you? What is the industry for you? And what should I show up as to be able to get that job?
So I started in aviation. Aviation shaped me in a person that I will always be thankful about. I developed skills like being patient, communication, being resilient, and a lot more. Okay, customer service was the main highlight. Okay, I learned how to do proper customer service. Okay, then later on, when I came to Dubai, I started as an admin role. And what do you need? What kind of skill sets do you need in admin? Customer service, mainly. And then some computer skills as well. Okay. I had those and I was like, okay, so customer service is a game changer over here. So I need to work on that. From there, I picked up some other skills like managerial skills. And I continuously started to evolve. And I continuously was, making myself educated about what's trending in the market. How can I progress forward? So from admin to what kind of skills do I need to go to a managerial role? What does a manager do? Okay, how a manager's role is not to manage only people, and I do not need people to manage. I need to learn how to manage myself and then start delegating and start managing other people. They're two different things.
Right.
And from there, I was in retail for some time. I was in health and beauty as well. So I tried these industries to get a flavor of what else I can extract from it. So whoever I meet, I want to make sure I am giving a part of myself to you, but also I need double from you.
That's very, very interesting. So, but how did you decide your worth?
How did I start decide my
your
worth?
own worth to say, yes, this is what I will, this is the minimum I should get, and this is what I am worth to myself, and I'm not going to compromise on that.
There were times in my career when I was paid less.
Yeah.
When I was targeted, in many different ways. And I was like, well, why me,
Right.
that question, like my colleague is doing the same thing, but she's getting a higher salary than me. What's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? Am I doing things differently?
And what was your answer?
And I was like, no, I'm not doing anything differently.
Okay.
It's just the market trend. So how can I stand out? I don't have to. Some people think like, okay, you need to teach a manager how to do their job and that's how you progress. No, I need to stand out. I need to do something that no one else is doing.
Perfect.
So you always need to stand out. As a woman, it's very important for me to have a strong mindset, a strong willpower, and I'm not going to stop. That kind of attitude towards life,
Yes.
towards your career, because I'm very career oriented and I'm a go-getter.
So you were telling me that, you are training other women and including your own sisters to rise up, right?
Yeah.
To kind of show up, to rise up and to start expecting more and demanding more. And of
Exactly.
course, raising your skills to that
Yes.
level. What is it that you are actually doing in this space?
So my sisters look up to me as a role model, and not just my sisters, but there are other people also, like my ex-colleagues, etc. They're always like, oh, Komal, we're so proud of you, what you have done, how you have accomplished, etc. You must be very lucky. Yeah. And I'm like, the people who don't know me, they're like, oh, she's very lucky. Even on my LinkedIn as well, the kind of messages I get, oh, you're very lucky you got this. So how did you get it? Is this because of the company that you're working with or the brands that you have associated yourself with? And then I'm like, I do not want to waste my energy explaining you how lucky I am,
Yeah.
but I'd rather use that energy to build myself more up, okay? Because your comments and your statements are actually giving me, it's boosting my enthusiasm to work more harder, more smarter,
Yeah.
to reach to a point where you can be, but you're choosing not to be.
So is it luck?
I think it's 20% luck, 80% hard work. Okay, but in some cases with me, it's been 1% luck and 99% honestly hard work.
As a woman,
Yeah.
you are, what is it that you have, which, because of which you think that, what are you bringing to the table from your perspective to train the women around you and say, this is something which, you should develop or you should cultivate for being able to show your worth.
I think about the value. Not the value that you can bring to the table, but also the value that is being added to your life, to your experience, and to your expertise, because this is what you're gonna, give 10 times back as well. If you're working somewhere that is only hiring you, or you are only employed there to add value to their business, it's not gonna work out for a long term. It's not going to work out for you and for them. And there will be a breaking point, and that breaking point, you will not like it. So it's important to know when you're going for interviews as well, and you are with the companies, to understand, okay, fine, great, you approached me. I am here. I'm the right candidate for you. Bravo, Aleki. But how can you be the right company? Why do you think you are the right company for me? I'm going to add XYZ value to you because of my experience, because of my skills. But I need to know, I'm so sorry, how can you add value to me as well? Two things is very important, and don't be shy. As a woman, sometimes we may hold back, but I always tell women, even my sisters especially, that wherever you're working, whatever you're doing, ask them. If not the company, ask yourself, okay, now I'm here in this position. How is this going to help me in my career?
I love that. Yes. So it's as much about adding value to yourself from the company as much as giving to the company,
Exactly.
right? So it's a two-way process that we're
It's a
talking
give and
about.
take process,
Right.
because being an employer or employee, it doesn't mean that I'm always going to work for you. But sometimes you should be working for me in a way that it is a 50-50 partnership. And we are in a partnership. We are in a contract that, hey, I'm going to provide you XYZ in exchange that you give me your time and you do this for me, etc. So I don't know why we don't think about the second part of it.
So right. And that prevents you from being insecure.
Exactly.
Because when you are at an equal level,
Yes.
then you command a certain respect,
Yes.
and what is going to come
Yes.
back to you in return of what you are giving.
So I'm hired to do a job.
Right.
I understand. I
Right.
love it what I do. I absolutely love what I do. Okay. And I love talent development. I'm heading at a regional capacity. When I joined my company, I was extremely delighted. Okay. I was like, okay, I'm entering into a company which is global brand, and it's a big step for me. And I have never met a professional manager, a very nice people's person, a brilliant, I would say, human resources professional. I work with, directly report to Samar Mala is her name. And I'm so happy, and I'm so proud of what I do. And it's the women who's empowered already that's going to empower other women. So I'm really happy that I am working at a capacity where I work with a lot of women in my department and otherwise as well. And all of them are continuously empowering each other. Like, there's this flow of energy when I go into the office, and I feel it, and I have really crazy ideas every single day. And sometimes I'm scared. I was like, oh my God, Komal, how are you going to do this? But this is what keeps me going. This is how your workplace needs to make you feel like,
Right.
But I'm always asking myself before taking any step, okay, I'm going to start this project. It's good for the company, but how can I be benefited from it? Personally
Yes,
and
so
professionally.
I like that. So it's very important to think about yourself, and then when you do that, you not only give your best to them, but also expect you have a level playing field with which you come back,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I think it's very
Beautiful.
important. I'm teaching that to my sisters as well. That right now you're in a phase that you need to work. You need to work and you need to learn things. Sometimes, they're like, okay, we want to go out, we want to do this, we want to do this. Yes, you can. You can have your cheat days. but you are gonna be on a strict diet for at least 6 days a week. 7th day could be your cheat day, but 6 days, make sure, and those 6 days are giving something back to you. It's not like you're working 9 to 5 every day, and then after that, what did you do? Did you do anything productive? So this is one question we discuss every day when we come back to home or whenever we see each other. So what did you do most productive during the week? Yeah, I think that's very important to ask yourself, if you don't have anyone to share it, what was the most productive part of my day? Could be work, could be anything. If I'm not enjoying my work, why am I continuing? Is it the financial part of the job that's making me to stay where I am? Or am I too scared to take a step? Or what is this? And
So how do you negotiate your salaries? I mean, considering you just talked about
Yeah.
worth, how do you negotiate your salary? So you want to go for a promotion, and you are yourself going to your line manager. How would you do that?
So first of all, I recommend you to create that kind of relationship with a line manager where you feel there's a safe space to talk about anything. And even if it's a professional space, then make sure you have your talking points ready. Why me? Why do you have to raise my salary? And why do I deserve this promotion? Even if you have to create a presentation, go for it, because it makes you think about all the things that you are doing and what makes you stand out, because there are many other people who are also going for promotion or a salary hike. So why do you deserve a certain percentage?
So talk more on this. What's the kind of homework you would do?
From the year that starts, I always make a document. This is my practice. Write down all the projects that I'm working on, or all the initiatives that I have taken. Anything that will help support my promotion. Anything that will help support my case. Basically, it's a case for me. I myself is a case, okay? And I'm my own lawyer. If I don't know how to defend myself, I don't think anyone else can defend me better than, because I know myself really well, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't want any other lawyer to defend me. I want to run my own case, and I want to go and I want to win it,
So I like that, right? So be your own lawyer.
Yeah.
What is very important, I think, as women is to become your own biggest cheerleader.
That's
right.
true. It's very important that you should be proud of every single thing that you do in your life. Be it a small accomplishment to a bigger accomplishment. The storytelling part of your life to people is very important. Okay? And it can only come out when you're proud of what you have done, what you have accomplished, who you are, basically. And believe me, once you have this kind of mindset, there's no stopping. There is no stopping.
So you now talked about mindset.
Yeah.
Right. So the mindset, what is the right mindset that you need to really have to, and what is the thing that you need to keep telling yourself? So it's very good for all of us to say, oh, we need to have the right mindset and we need to, be very positive about it. But what is that? How do you stop your inner voice from, kind of self-sabotaging yourself?
I was never like this, to be honest. From the
Okay.
starting, I wasn't like this. I made myself the way I think. I trained my mind to be this way, to be this strong. I'm here in Dubai living alone from 11 years now. I think I was on a survival mode for a very long time. I was in a survival mode. And I kept on telling myself that this is not the end. Okay? If I want to end this, I can end it right now. But what's next? My mind is trained in a way that it's always thinking about what's next, Komal. Okay, you have achieved this. You're in a great place to work. You're part of Savills Middle East. You are a regional talent development manager. What's next?
So what's next?
I want to be a director. I want to be CEO. I want to be so many things. And I do not have to change companies for that. I do not have to, jump from place to place. If I have found my zen, it's not a comfort zone, but if I have found myself, my passion, or the people around me, it's very important to have the right mindset with the right people. Yeah, the people you surround with, it impacts your energy.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with the people that I've surrounded myself. They're impacting the positive vibe, the positive energy. And if ever I feel there's a negative vibe, I eliminate that feeling by telling myself this is temporary. This is not permanent. If I want it to be permanent, it can be. I can feed that seed into my brain, but I don't want to because I have bigger goals, I have bigger ambitions. And for a woman, it's very important to have goals, ambitions, and I don't think it's a negative thing, but I think it's always going to keep you excited about doing things in life, you know? So if I'm ever bored or if I feel like I'm burnt out, I travel.
You travel.
I travel solo. I'm a solo traveler. I travel a lot, wherever I want. Even if I have to go one place 3 times, I would go. But I would make sure that, you know, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm content with what I'm doing, and I need to get out of that survival mode. And I did get out of that survival mode. It took me a lot of time, but when I knew that, okay, Komal, now you have done it. I think it's been 10 years. I didn't travel. I started solo traveling again last year, and I was very proud of it. And so far, I've covered like 13 countries, and I'm so proud of it, to be honest.
That's
And
awesome.
it's really good. For other people, it may not be a bigger achievement, but I don't care.
It's not about the others, right? It's about
I
you.
don't care.
And that's amazing that you can be a solo traveler as a woman and as somebody who's earning yourself, right?
Yes.
You're not asking people anything.
Exactly.
You're not asking for money. You're not asking for permission.
Exactly.
Right? And as women, those things are very important because for the longest time, a lot of people have been told, a lot of women have been told to actually ask permission for everything, right?
No,
and
I don't believe in that. I don't believe, if you know your value as a woman, you don't need to ask permission. You don't need to settle less, you know, for anything. If you know your value, your worth, anywhere, professionally, personally, don't settle for less. This is not for you. That place is not for you. If in your mind you're feeling like, okay, I need to settle right now for this, I don't think you're gonna like it. You're not gonna last there long.
So what would you tell a 24-year-old girl who's just getting into a very male-dominated space? What is the advice that you're going to give her?
I would advise her to, again, work on herself. I would advise her to be very strong-minded. Don't think it's a male-dominated place, because I'm working in real estate and it's a male-dominated space. Okay. But yeah, do something that stands out. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it in a show your powers, because everyone has a superpower and women has great superpowers. Empathy is one of them. I think we all have superpowers inside. We just need to discover it. And there is a light that's shining just right there. It just needs some space to get out. You all have it. Believe in yourself and don't listen to anyone. Just go for it.
That's awesome. Perfect. So believe in yourself,
Yes.
right? But as an HR person, do you think it's your responsibility to rebalance the disparity that is there?
I think it is.
And
It
how do you
is.
do that?
It is. We could work towards more inclusive approach. Okay.
What does that look like?
Inclusive approach, like while reviewing your performance reviews or promotions, or presenting salaries to someone, compensation, benefits, and all that, we can be more aware of the market and then the market trends, and also present it in a way that it makes people feel like, okay, it's a fair compensation. It's not too less or not too much. It's just right at the bottom, There's a lot of things that we can do as an HR. A lot of companies have a lot of policies, like when you go somewhere, you have like 100 policies on EDIs, on we're going to do this, we're going to compensate you this, we have employee benefits, la la la. But how much are in practice? We don't know. But when you ask HR professionals, they're like, oh, we have a policy about it. Great. So are you implementing that policy? Because if you are not, then definitely your employees are not happy, or you're not giving a good image to it.
So how are you doing it in your organization? In a generic way?
In a generic way, we do have policies about it. And whenever we are hiring, as I was mentioning earlier to you as well, our ratio for female to male at the moment standing as 45-55, which is a great rate.
Yes.
Of
absolutely.
inclusivity.
Absolutely.
We don't see that much happening in I would say globally, where women would be 20% and men would be 80% or so and so. But right now we are at 60-40 ratio, and I'm very happy and very proud of it. Whenever I'm doing onboardings every Mondays as well, I'm like, okay, great to see same number of women, same number of men. So it's a great vibe, and they're coming from same experiences, same number of years of experiences as well. So it's great to see that, now especially these days, the women are also entering into the world of real estate. And they're very proud to be associated with real estate and dominating this market as well in every other department. For us, we want to make sure that we're following all the rules and regulations of the country, having different nationalities as well. Diversity is the key to our business, and we want to make sure everybody in our business feels inclusive.
Do you believe every woman should have a mentor?
Yes, I believe in that. I strongly believe in that. Choosing the right mentor is very important, but choosing the right sponsor is also very important.
So tell me the difference.
So a mentor is going to help you shape your career, but a sponsor is responsible to put your name out in the places when you are not available or you're not present. So speaking about sponsors, I've recently been sponsored as a member of Women Choice. Okay, now my name is going to be there in Women Choice, be it I'm a part of it, any event or not, but I'm still there. Yeah. So it's great to be associated with a sponsored or with an organization like that, right? Where I can be visible without being invisible. Okay.
Right.
When I mentor, I have a lot of mentors since I started my careers. My mother has been my greatest mentor. Having a mentor does not mean that you need someone in your life who's professionally capable enough to tell you things, that how you need to progress professionally. My mother is not a professional. She's a housewife, but she has made her kids so mentally strong to face the life that all the learnings that we have done, I've implemented in my professional life, and it has worked so far so good. Currently, I'm a part of a mentorship program that we're running in Middle East as well. So it's a great platform to help people support each other when it comes to professional learnings, or just to give them a little push that, hey, you're doing great, but you can do better. And there are many different ways to do things, a different perspective to do things. I enjoy having mentors. It's not like having a manager to tell you something, but it's someone who's there to support you in your journey and tell you this is the right way to do it, or this is another way to do it. You're doing absolutely great, but here's how you can succeed much faster.
In terms of a sponsor, let's talk about a sponsor. How would you get a sponsor? I mean, here Women Choice came your way on its own, but how would a woman go and find a sponsor for herself?
I think personal branding has a lot to do with it. Okay, I'm a big preacher of personal branding, and I love to showcase whatever I've achieved. I love to showcase even the smallest thing I would be doing, because it's going to help me to attract people. Attraction is the biggest part of employee life cycle as well, and it's a part of human resources. So why don't I just use those resources to develop professionally and personally as well? Yeah.
Love that. So personal branding, I think I again love that thing that women need to take ownership and start branding themselves and feel happy about branding themselves, right? Even if you're in a job, right?
Yes.
Whether you're working or you're doing your entrepreneurial stuff, either ways, it's important to brand yourself.
Very important.
So
sometimes women think that, hey, I am not into that role, or I am not a part of marketing, or I am not doing anything. I'm sure you are doing something. You have some sort of skill. Could be anything. If you're not going to tell me, I will never know. I can create my LinkedIn profile and I'll just put down there like the places I work, etc. That's it.
Yeah.
Or I can create a bang-on profile, a brand for myself. Yeah. So my LinkedIn is my brand. My Instagram is my brand, where people see me, they know me, what I do, how I do things, and they support each other.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work one way. So you can't just post things or do things or just brand for the sake of it, just to get attention. But what you're giving back to the community also matters.
Right. So what do you give back to the community?
So I do, how would I say, put into words? So when it comes to giving back to the community, there are events, there are free, I would say, advices I would give. I do have my service page on LinkedIn as well, so where I do support counseling. Career counseling is one of the biggest things that I've done in the past few weeks as well. So just few things, a small drop in the ocean.
True.
So
But yes, it all works towards creating your personal brand.
Exactly. So anything you can do to help people, and it doesn't have to be shown always. Like, I can just give a free career advice to someone. I can refer someone. If someone's coming to me with a CV, I can tell them, hey, maybe you want to work here, but this may not be the right path for you. So guiding someone through the channels, it's really important. I think for me, this is what giving back looks like.
Yeah. So, complete this statement. A woman who knows her worth will never
Settle for less.
Lovely. That's beautiful.
I would never want any women to settle for less. Never.
That's beautiful.
Anything you do in your life should be worthy enough. You need to know your value, you need to know your worth, what you're bringing to the table, how you're collecting things from the table, and then putting it back as well.
Beautiful. Very well said. Yeah. So, what does the future look like for you in terms of what you're doing at Savills or otherwise?
I think I want to grow the way I am. It's not the end for me. I'm gonna keep popping up onto your stories. I'm gonna keep popping up to your, to your LinkedIn pages. I'm gonna keep growing, do what I do the best. In terms of career-wise, yes, my ambitions are very high. I'm a very ambitious person. I am not shy to say that. I want to be director. I want to be CEO. I want to do a lot of things. But yeah, it's gonna take time. I can't rush.
Yeah.
I have my own ladder of success, and it is not determined by anyone's opinions.
I like that. Your
Thank
own
you.
letter of success.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
So I have recently been published in Womenpreneur Middle East, and I've shared this in my article over there as well, that everyone has their own ladder of success. Don't let anyone determine your ladder of success or your success by their opinions. Don't ever listen to anyone. It's my ladder of success. I designed it the way I want to climb it. So I can take a pause when I'm done, and I can restart it, I can rebuild it. I don't know, I don't have to set a limit of my success that, okay, that's it for me. No, I can just keep climbing up or walk down. If I am finding it hard to climb up because there are not many people up there and it just looks a bit lonely or scary or whatever, I can take a step back to, gather my thoughts and see what's my next step looks like so that I don't fall. And if I have to fall, I know this is my success, the way I build it. So I know the ways to climb it forward as well.
Beautiful. So your success would be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. What does success look for you? It's the immediate goalpost, or is it a longer term story?
Long term. I always think about the long term. Short term goals can be quickly achieved, but they may not last long. For me, it's always thinking about the long term. So whatever I'm doing, I have something in mind. I have something in mind why I'm doing this. What do I want to achieve? Komal, why are you doing this? You're just wasting your time. You can just either focus on completely doing what you do and get the job done and go home. But I'm sorry, I'm not like that. I have to continuously do something to evolve, to be creative, to make sure there is some energy, some magic just remains there. So it's not boring for me, and it's fruitful for others as well.
Nice. So what's the legacy you want to leave for yourself? Or is it you're too young for it? Is it that? Yeah. Oh, I haven't thought of legacy yet. Oh, what do I want to leave for my future generation? You talked about your kids, right? That you want to tell your kids a few things. What do you see yourself leaving for them?
I think I want to be remembered by someone who opens the door for people.
Lovely.
Okay, for other women. I want to be that woman who opens door for other women, clear paths for other women. There are many women who messages me on Instagram, and I'm so surprised sometimes to receive such warm messages that, you know what, I was reading this post and it just made my day, and you're just doing the best, and all of these warm messages, and I feel like I'm not sure what I did to deserve this, but it's good to have this self-doubt. I'm not I would say speak highly of myself or something, but I believe that if people are appreciating or they're seeing something that you don't see in yourself, it's great. Because I am just doing my own thing. I'm in my own world. But at the same time,
You're getting
it's
validated by the world. Yeah.
At the same time, I don't look for validations. I used to before. But then I was like, there's nothing. Why am I looking for validations from people who are not
But
even
it
there?
feels good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good that people support you. It feels good. But I am not looking for your opinions, or I am not going to shape my life on the base of your opinions or anything. I would take advice from you, but I would carefully work on it. Imagine a life that you always want. Okay? Imagine a place where you always want to be. Imagine the people that you always want to be with. Imagine the kind of lifestyle you always want to have. Okay? But why are you not having it right now and asking yourself constantly, what will I do to achieve this?
So you had big dreams.
I have always big dreams. That's why I'm telling you, I'm the black sheep of the family. Okay? I'm a very stubborn person and I have dreams like anything.
I think that's very important to have dreams.
It is.
And most women kill their dreams.
And sometimes it's also shattered by other people, and then you feel like you can't dream more. You know? You can't dream anymore because what you wanted, it was in front of you. It was given to you. You had it. But it was destroyed. So how are you going to rebuild that castle, of your imagination? How? It was tough for me to rebuild that castle of imagination or the dreams that I wanted to have, what I wanted to do. There was a time in my life that I was not interested in anything. And that's a part of depression and anxiety or whatever. It was a part of my life that I was like...
You went through that.
Yeah, I went through it.
Yeah, so it is a journey, right?
It is a journey.
You go through the bottom to rise like a phoenix, right? I think everyone has to go through some bottom to be able to rise out of it and say, okay, I mean, you can't go lower than this. So let's go ahead.
And I want to go lower than that. And
you don't want to, right?
And I've been to lower than that. And I was like, okay, I've been broke many times. And I was like, okay, what can I do? I need to do something.
So what did you do then?
I did a lot of part-time jobs because my visa was still available. So whatever
you have relatives here who got...
No
relatives, no support.
I don't have anyone here. It's only me.
Wow.
That's what I'm telling you. I am alone here in Dubai. And even when my friends at that time, they say, Komal, we don't know. We are here. We have our families, but we're still unable to do XYZ, what you have done. And I don't know how you did it. I was like, you know what? You have to give up something to get something. And I have given up a lot of things to get something and to be where I am.
What did you give up? What hurts you the most? What did you give up that hurts you the most?
Oh, there's a lot of things. I had to give up.
If you wish to,
I had to give up my dreams of getting married. I had to give up my dreams of, starting my own family. I had to give up dreams of living with a family. Like my parents, I had to leave them at a very early age. I regret not growing up with my sisters. I had to give up all these things in order to, distance myself, in order to be what I am.
And so that must be so powerful and so compelling for you to go in your journey and be okay to leave all that behind.
Exactly.
Because for a lot of women, that's where the issue is.
They get homesick.
Yeah. And more than homesick, it's, there's so much of emotional baggage with which you live that you don't probably even feel that you're ever ready to break away and do something of your own.
I think it's very important when you have your support of your parents as well, your family supporting you in that journey. My mother has been a really good support.
Yes.
And then I had some good friends on the way as well that really helped me to support me, like, Komal, you can do this. And it's really important to surround yourself with people like this who are genuinely happy for your success. And there are very few.
Are they?
Well, I can just count like maybe 2-3 on my finger.
Yeah.
You will have a lot of people, but not all people are your friends, Some of them would be like, oh, she keeps on talking about herself. Oh, she's always like that. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Really, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
you're happy for me or you're not happy for me, it's not going to change my growth. It's not going to change me as a person. I may be disappointed, but that's a part of life, you know? You are only disappointed when you have expectations from people. So it's important to do not expect anything from anyone. Before I used to
Wow. Another very, very powerful statement,
Yeah.
right? Don't expect anything.
anything from anyone at all. You do you.
And I see that happening in my own life, and I realize that till the time you're one of those conformists, you're doing things what people think you should do, this is the right thing to do.
No, there is no right thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
No, but people think, right? According
Yeah.
to society, this is what, like we said, a woman cannot do this. You should not do this. This is not okay. You should talk, but you can't talk loud. You should be, you should dress appropriately.
Yeah.
You should not go out at night. There's so many stories.
we
that
are
there.
told to act and behave in a certain way.
Way. Yeah.
Okay? While it shouldn't be like this. But then again, we don't do anything about it. We're blaming the society, that society is telling us to do this, or a community is telling us to do this. But what did you do to not to listen to it or to stop it? Why did you let
Isn't
all
it
these
so difficult?
all of these things to get to you? Like, why did you do
Are
this?
more and more, are you a role model to a lot of women in Karachi or in
Yes.
your circle?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people look up to me. I used to study in a coaching center also. Long time ago, they invited me back to empower people and, all of these things. And I was like, okay, I'm not sure I'm the right person. But yeah, I was like, when I look back, the way people speak to me, the way, especially the people who knows my journey, it's two different aspects. When I speak to people who are just knows me like from the above the surface level, I was like, okay, they're like, yeah, very, very proud of you. You've done great.
Yeah.
But people who knows my journey and knows the complete iceberg of it, they know what it took to be, there where I am.
So, but do you think the opportunity that you got of, actually going to UK or coming to Dubai shaped you in a way different as it would be if you were in Karachi itself? So,
Yeah.
were those opportunities something which gave you the ability to explore yourself, which probably couldn't have happened there?
So I never traveled alone. That was my first solo trip, I would say. I still remember that it was when I was coming back, actually, it was a solo trip for me because I was accompanied by no one, and I was 18-year-old coming back from UK via Istanbul. And I had thoughts in my mind while I was in Turkey for a 5-hour layover. I was scared. I was very scared.
I can imagine.
I had no phone with me. I have very few currency with me. And I'm like, what if anything goes wrong? So from that point, I told myself, Komal, think of the worst situation that can happen with you. Always. You were talking about the mindset, yeah?
Yeah. I
So-
go with that belief too, right? See the worst,
Yeah.
and once you can cap that and say, okay, this is the worst it can be, then it's always upwards from there.
You think about the worst that can happen with you at this point.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
After 5 hours, you're going to board the plane and you're going to go to your parents. And I was like, okay. In these 5 hours, a lot of things can go wrong. But it's in my control how much I want the things to go wrong. So what can I do to make sure that I'm in the right mindset for these 5 hours? I can distract myself. Distraction plays a great role.
True.
Yeah?
True.
So distract yourself into things that...
Yeah, I think it's all about what you said
Yeah.
is mindset. You do just rewire your
Yeah.
brain and think of something different.
Exactly. And
right?
people
Yeah,
think it's the most difficult thing you will ever
No,
do.
it just
But
takes-
believe me, no.
Yeah, your brain, you feed into your brain,
Yeah.
right? Whatever you feed into it, that's what comes
Exactly.
out. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Just thinking about yourself or doing things for yourself doesn't make you selfish.
Yeah.
It makes you self-aware.
Yeah.
It makes you understand yourself really well, because you need to be happy as a woman.
I like
in
that.
order
I
to-
again really appreciate what you just said about being happy as a woman, because
Yeah.
you can't pour out of an empty
Yeah.
cup, right? You have to first be happy to be able to give
Exactly. You really have to be, you really need to accept who you are, what you have gone through,
Yeah.
and then only you can support, advise, or raise your voice or preach other women. Because if you do not accept or believe in what you are or whatever has you've been through, I don't think you can help anyone or support anyone.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Do you cry sometimes on your own?
Oh, a lot. I
About,
think
oh.
crying is a...
No, not in terms of, oh, I wish something.
I wish... No, not anymore. Not anymore. I cry a lot. Just remembering things that it could have been. I don't know why people have been so stupid in my life. But I'm like, okay, I'm happy. Sometimes I'm a human. I do feel tired. I do feel like I want to give up at some points. But then I'd
Are you
remind...
working harder than the others, you think?
I don't think I'm working harder than the others, but I think I'm working smarter than the others.
That's beautiful, because I wish, yeah, right, it
I'm
is.
working smarter than the others.
So, absolutely, 100%, and that's what it is, right? I think that's another thing
Let's
which
not
we
get
must
this
say.
all right.
I think we must say that too, right? That working smarter is important.
Yeah.
Women work harder, but they
Yeah.
don't work smarter,
Yeah.
right? A lot of
Honestly.
women don't work smarter.
Yeah. And if people would ask me, Kumar, what do you mean we're working the same way?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm also making things to work
Your
for me.
personal- Yeah, your personal branding,
Yeah.
you're making things, you're doing things.
Women have 100 excuses. I'm
Yeah.
not against them, but I'm saying, as a woman, I know this. We have 100 excuses
That's true.
to procrastinate things, not to, do things, reasons. I'm busy. I don't have schedule. I don't have time for this. I have this, la la la. Where did you get the money to do this? Oh, no, I have other priorities and all. Well, I am
Is it
like
a
you.
baggage that they carry from whatever the society has fed them?
Yeah. They are so much into
What people will say, what people will think.
That's the main thing,
Right.
what people would say.
Yeah.
Once you stop thinking about it, what people would say, people don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay? People
See,
don't
so
matter.
I've seen every woman who is at a leadership role, has become self-aware of only I matter, right? I mean, in the larger scheme of
Yeah.
things, of course, you're creating impact, but you do that by first shaping yourself.
Yeah. If I'm not going to do better for myself,
Yeah.
how do you expect me to lead an organization, If I am not setting the right example in my workplace of what am I preaching for, I'm standing for personal branding. Great. But if Komal is not doing personal branding, but Komal is teaching personal branding, then how does it add value and how does it make sense?
Have you faced issues in your own office space where you say that, oh, a man is, getting better than me? You're very smart, intelligent, aware, all of that, but you still face those issues.
In my current workplace, no. Absolutely no. I mean, I would encourage everybody to apply to Savills Middle East. This is a recruitment announcement. If you're looking for a job, Savills Middle East. In my early stages of my career, I did. Why it happened? Because I was not aware of the market. That was my biggest mistake. I wasn't.
So how did you get aware of the market?
I started exploring. I'm a very curious person. Okay.
Where did you explore? What did you
So
explore?
I used to do SWOT analysis. Aware
like
SWOT
that.
analysis?
Yeah.
So
Of what?
Of everything that I would do, or every competitor, every company, I would be doing that.
Wow.
I would be like, if it's happening, why it's not happening in my company? Or I want to do better for your company. I'm that kind of person, and all my employees would agree from this, my previous employees. But again, if you're talking about on a personal level, why am I not getting it? What is making it? What's making it different? How can I be that person who works there, or how can I be that person who is getting that opportunity? I understood that it moving
came back
forward.
to you.
Yeah, it came back to me. Everything came back to me. Everything was like, Komal, it's up to you if you want to be there. You have to show yourself, and you have to shine bright, and you have to do things in a different way, in a different perspective.
Yeah.
You have to look at every angle. You can't just look at yourself from your employer or, the things that you want to achieve. Look, is the market looking for that thing? Do you have the right skill set for that? Are you compatible enough? How can you be more compatible? And what are you doing to stand out, basically?
I mean, at such a young age to be able to have that clarity
Yeah.
and that vision for yourself and say that this is what I want to aspire for and this is how I'll get there. And despite, I mean, you yourself probably are seeing that, right? That,
Yeah.
I mean, despite the fact that the real estate industry doesn't have so many women, you are doing very well for yourself.
Funny thing, when I started in real estate, I started as a trainer, and people would be like, you know what are you going to train? Do you have a sales background? These are people who are making money. How are you going to train people who, if you haven't made money?
So what did you
Or
say?
if you haven't really worked in a high ticket, value industry. I was into sales and I was in retail, and I've been the best manager multiple times. I've achieved multiple targets monthly and all. So there is something, right? I understand the business. I understand the customer's mindset. I bring a lot of value, okay? You really need to focus on relationships in any industry you go. The base of any industry is how you
Relationships.
create your network, your relationships, because your network is your net worth.
100%.
Okay?
Yes.
And
yes.
the second thing I learned from my experience is what? Customer service. And Dubai is a customer service based industry. It's a community which is based on customer service. People coming from different cultures, backgrounds. You can't just come up anywhere, stand and say, hey, you know what? Buy it from me. Why?
Why?
Why would I buy it from you and not from anyone else? I think right now there are 18,000 plus brokers. And
So why should people buy from you?
exactly, I'm coming to that point.
Tell me.
So if you are trying to buy something from me or getting into business from me, buying is not the right terminology. I use invest. If
Right.
you're investing with Komal or you're investing in Savills Middle East, why you should do it? Because we are global, we bring value to you, we know the market, we exist here since 1976, and that's a long time.
Right.
Okay, we're driving the market into a place, we're shaping the future as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things and elements. We've seen Dubai, UAE grow the way it is. So
So it's value creation. right?
Exactly.
What's the value? And I like the other term that you're saying, investing rather
Investing,
than buying, right? So
exactly.
you're telling people that it's going to be giving you something more in the future.
Yeah.
It's going to give you returns in the future.
yes,
And that's the story which people will
And-
buy more.
we are not here just to help you invest, but we want to create relationships with you.
Yeah. Relationships, again,
Because
very, very important.
it's very important for us to keep our consumers close,
Yeah.
our investors close, because we are in a service-based industry and we are here existing only because of you,
Yeah.
So if you are not there, there's no point of our business.
Most people would think of HR as admin.
Yeah.
But how does it become, I mean, how do you change it that HR is more than admin? They're into strategy, they're into more different
I think
things.
it's all goes back to the HR professionals to educate, the market, the people, that hey, we have different functions, different peoples. The reason why we have all these functions and people within HR is because they are capable enough, or they are skillful, they are the right people who can help you, support you during this career shift or journey or whatever you're trying to achieve with us. So I think we need to move from policies to practice.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Meeta.